Well, here, let's jump right into it. Hi, my name is Garrett. Welcome to On Target Talks. I'm super excited to have David Morse on my podcast. Just a little bit about David. David is a husband, father, and owner of Keller Williams Arizona Realty, which is one of the biggest brokerages in all of Arizona. He's been in real estate for 10 years. He's also been able to acquire the titles of investor, team leader, brokerage owner. He enjoys fitness, and he is committed to living his life on the highest level. Welcome to On Target Talks.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here. And that was, I don't know, I kind of got chills when you said one of the largest brokerages in the country because, I'm really humbled and fortunate to lead and be in business with people like you, Garrett.
Yeah, man. It's all good people here. You know, I tend to see a lot of brokerages, they don't necessarily care about the individual. And I honestly feel like you, Chris and Cole, like everyone here just really care, honestly.
I'm really glad to hear you say that.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Absolutely. So before we dive into it, is there anything that you want to add for the people listening, watching, anything that I missed?
I don't think I'd add anything. But yeah, I except maybe I just say it's been a decade where I hope people that get into this business or any business realize what they can accomplish in a decade. Mm-hmm. When I first got into this business, someone said to me, people overestimate what they can accomplish in a year and they underestimate what they can accomplish in 5 years.
Yeah.
And I just, for whatever reason, it spoke to me at that moment and I grabbed onto that. Mm-hmm. And then I just look back and I'm like, wow. And I think sometimes we live in a microwave culture. And what I mean by that is we want instant, immediate results or immediate gratification. And I think if we would just employ this delayed gratification and be willing to operate on slightly longer horizons, our wealth and our impact and everything would just substantially increase and compound. Yeah. So that's probably what I'd add.
Honestly, and it's crazy because I think people underestimate the midterm. Either it's right now I need to make, $10,000 or, I want to own, 10 Lamborghinis in 20 years. It's what's the midterm look like, year, 2 years, 5 years, that kind of thing.
Yeah. And I think it's not that that path won't change or that the goals won't change, but it's employing this mindset that Stephen Covey talks about of beginning with the end in mind. Yeah. And I think one of the things that I wish more of us would think about is what is that end that we're aiming towards? And I love what you just said, the midterm. Yeah. Okay, so if we actually midterm that back, what does it look like when we're halfway there? Yeah. I think we'd all be better off for it.
I completely agree. I think people lose touch, and that's a huge part that's missed because if they get any progress, there's no touchstone, there's no key points or anything like that. Yeah. So for everyone listening, watching, how would you describe your function here at KWAS?
So I am a partner and CEO of this company, and really what that means, and as I see my role inside of this organization, it is to wake up every single day and go find new opportunities for real estate agents. Yeah. I do not interface with buyers and sellers at this point. I coach and consult a lot of agents on how to do that. But I am not going out and sitting at the table anymore with buyers and sellers. And so what can I do to add value to you and other partners like you? It's to go find new opportunities and keep us on the cutting edge of the industry. And so that's something that we talk about a lot is how are we going to market, in our market being the real estate agent, how are we going to market with things faster than our competitors? Yeah. Whether it be with the NAR settlement, whether it be with AI, whether, any of these different things, we want to be getting that to our agents 6 to 12 months before other brokerages are. Yeah. Because we know if we can do that, we live in a society that there's no catch up, right? Now we have 6 to 12 months that our competitors just will never be able to have. Yeah. Right. And I think we've done that well in a lot of areas. It's not that we win all the time, of course, but that's definitely what my role at the company involves.
Yeah, and I think it's honestly very palpable. Even in the more recent classes that I've taken, whether it's about AI or, venture capital things going on, just to be on the cusp of everything. Like you have to be at that cutting edge, because if you're reacting rather than, being proactive, then you're, falling behind.
Yeah, I go all the way back to COVID. How long have you been in the industry?
Since 2021.
2021. Okay.
Yeah.
So back in 2020, when the pandemic really shut everything down, we moved extremely fast to start operating in a digital environment and saying, how can we do every piece of our business remotely and online? And within 48 hours, we had pretty much digitized the entire brokerage. Agents could join us. Agents could get paid. It was everything very quickly. And that stood in contrast to other local competitors that instead froze everything in their business and said, we're going to deploy this wait and see mentality. If you look at the percentage of market share over the next 18 months, you'll see that our company went like this, and those other competitors that I won't name stayed flat at best.
Yeah.
We also saw a migration from those same competitors to our company. And so it was as if the real estate agent themselves was telling us, we want to reward that proactive approach. And I think it was really from then on that we started to think in terms of, let's be first to market on everything that we possibly can be.
Yeah, especially, with everything growing, with the way that brokerages are now becoming fully digital and no longer brick and mortar, those things. And, personally, I'd find value in human connection, brick and mortar. So that doesn't necessarily appeal, but I really appreciate standing firm on both the fundamentals while simultaneously being on the cutting edge.
For sure.
So what is David Morse's story? Tell us.
I sometimes wonder why anyone would be interested in my story, but
well, here we are. It's being recorded all over the
internet. Hopefully someone's interested in it.
I am, at least, so that's one.
Right. And I guess you're the only one that matters. This is your show,
right.
So I grew up in Maine, small town Maine. So basically, as far from Arizona as you can be, pretty much.
Yeah.
Actually, it's funny. My current home is 2,500 miles exactly where I last lived in the state of Maine.
Wow.
So fun fact there. But I grew up in Maine. I'm the oldest of 6 kids, and I always thought that I wanted to be a fighter pilot, and that's what I spent most of my early years thinking I was going to do.
Yeah.
When I got later into my high school and college, I was really money motivated. And so I remember one day in high school just looking up what the top earning career fields were. And for whatever reason, neurosurgeon at that time came up as the first result.
Oh, man.
So I just, not because I was good in biology, not because I actually have a steady hand. I was just neurosurgeons make a lot, so I'm going to do that.
Right.
And I quickly got into college or before college and realized, wow, you actually have to be good at a certain select subset of things that I was not. So after I ended up going to college, I actually studied, and this is kind of wild, I studied theological studies.
Yeah.
And I actually went to seminary.
Okay.
With a business minor. And
wow.
so...
Those seem contradicting. Love it.
Yeah, for sure. And really what I wanted to do was I wanted to start a church. I had this entrepreneurial zeal. I absolutely love helping people. And I wanted to start something. And so I that's what I went to school for. I moved to Minneapolis, Minnesota, and went to grad school. I didn't finish graduate school, but I went about halfway through my degree. And then I actually became a pastor for 7 years.
No kidding.
No kidding.
Wow, there you go.
So as I was doing that, it's no secret that pastors don't make great money.
Yeah.
And I was money motivated as well. I wasn't going to become one of those like televangelists and do that. So I decided to look for a job, and I just kind of fell into the insurance business. So I became an insurance agent, and I had an insurance agency for about 8 years.
Okay.
What was interesting, Garrett, is that during this time period, a lot of what I was touching in the business world was like succeeding, and a lot of things that I was doing towards this like end of starting a church just kept false starting. It just like never quite was getting there. And so ultimately, after being in the Midwest, I moved my family back to Maine, and I was kind of confronted with a choice. And that choice was, am I going to just dive headlong into the business world, or am I going to keep down this path of like starting a church?
Yeah.
And I elected to dive headlong into the business world. That's when I got my start in real estate. And kind of since then, I've just been really going all in on real estate and growing real estate businesses. Along the way, I started dating my wife in high school. We got married when I was a sophomore in college, so I was 20 years old, and I started popping out kids. I have 4 kids.
There you go.
Twin boys that are 10, and then I've got 2 adopted daughters that we adopted out of the foster care system. Wow. That are 5 and 3. So I feel like I'm sitting here in my mid-30s. Like, I feel like we've lived a lot of life. We've done a lot of things, and we're just still learning. Yeah,
it's a never-ending journey. Like, it's just the hurling through time and space and just kind of gleaning as much as you can, honestly.
It's weird, and I don't know if you feel like this, but when you kind of start to look back, and like, I would have never guessed that I'd be sitting in Arizona running a real estate brokerage. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah. It's funny. It's funny. There's a saying that someone told me, and it sounds really bizarre if you don't fully understand it. They say that like time is a weird soup, and makes no sense, but that's kind of the whole premise of the whole thing, is that time doesn't make sense. Like, life doesn't make sense. You just kind of have to accept it for what it is. Yeah. Because you have no idea where our lives are going to be headed, or 5-10 years. You can have an idea, you can have a plan, but things occur all the time.
And I think that's one of the reasons, back to your point of the midterm, of why it's like important to define those midterms, because you might get there and it may be very different. When I was working in the insurance business, I knew that real estate was going to be a cornerstone of my like financial portfolio. Yeah. And so I had already started investing in real estate. I had lent some money, done some private money lending, but I would have never thought that I was going to go into real estate full time. Yeah. But as that opportunity presented itself, it was like, oh, okay. And now it's like, yeah, it is. Every fiber of my being is directed towards this one thing. Yeah. And so I think it's important to start with the end in mind, but also remain like flexible with an open hand as to like whatever the universe throws your way.
Yeah. So we're at an interesting place where you're, brokerage owner here at KWAS. What do you see next for your interim term, like that midterm? What are you thinking?
Right now, like where I see the industry moving, Garrett, is we're all kind of racing towards this idea that the consumer of the future wants a full end-to-end consumer experience in one place. And so you see companies that are traditionally mortgage companies buying real estate companies, or things that are tech companies buying mortgage companies. What's happening in the industry is everyone is racing to this end-to-end experience for the consumer, and no one's been able to solve it yet. Right. So what I see for us and like our vision here is, how do we become that full service real estate services company that our agent never has to leave our company in order to provide the buyer and seller of tomorrow the experience that they're after. And so what does it look like when everything is self-contained into one experience? Yeah. I think it provides a better consumer experience. And so what does that actually look like? Well, it looks like us actually creating these services.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like creating title and escrow and mortgage and insurance and all of these different things, because ultimately I think it's the experience that the consumer is after.
Yeah.
So does that answer your question?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's very profound, kind of what the avatar of the future for the consumer and everything and what they're looking for. Because I could definitely see that, especially when you're going through the process and it's like, all right, you have a different title company, you have an insurance company, you have the real estate, and you have the, it's just, all can be very convoluted, and
There's
there
a
can
lot
be
of
a lot of miscommunication.
There's a lot of friction.
A lot, yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And it's one of the industries that, because it's complicated, it's complex.
Yeah.
There's a reason why it hasn't been disrupted yet or solved yet.
Yeah.
But someone is going to solve it. And I think that's what keeps it exciting for me, is that like someone, and it's going to be multiple someones, there will emerge people that figure it out such that they continue to grow and win. And I believe at the end of the day that the real estate agent will always be a central figure in the real estate experience, because you're dealing with complex human emotion in this transaction.
Yeah, of course.
And so how do we create that experience around the agent?
Yeah.
I think there's still tech companies out there that think they can create it like aside from the agent.
Yeah.
And I just don't believe that. And so I'm making we're making a bet on the agent, and that the consumer is going to always want that agent.
Yeah.
And I think for our agent partners, that should be really exciting.
Yeah,
it's like,
of course.
we don't believe in a world without real estate agents.
Yeah.
And I would actually say there are brokerages out there, big ones that are growing, that do envision a world without the real estate agent. And so these are the things that like excite me about the industry and about what we're building here.
Yeah, I think that's a really good answer. Yeah, I definitely agree. Like, I think especially, when the advent of AI and everything like that had everyone concerned for a second. But after, kind of looking back and saying, okay, as people are going through potentially the biggest purchase of their lives, they're going to need somebody with the humanistic touch. And at some point, maybe that'll exist within computers and AI. But as of right now, we're not probably anywhere close to that. So there's going to be some finesse and like nuance, and being able to have those interpersonal communications and negotiations, like all those things are going to have to exist like within the agent. So I totally agree. I mean, it would be much easier to just go to ChatGPT and then just ask all these questions that you would have asked an agent, but I don't think that's quite realistic at this point. Yeah,
not yet. I don't think that in this generation of consumers we're going to get there.
Yeah.
So I think we're at least
agree.
That's my belief. I could be wrong.
So what about like personally, like what would you envision for the interim for like you, your family? Because obviously you have kids, family is really important to you.
Yeah. I think what I hope to gain out of the next 5 years with my family is to not make the same mistakes that I made in my 20s.
Okay.
I'm very much an all-in type of personality, and I definitely, while I was able to achieve and accomplish a lot in my professional life, like I think I missed out on some like really powerful years with my family, and I'm thankful that happened in my late 20s and early 30s, because I know for a lot of people, a lot of mentors of mine, they didn't get to experience that until their 40s or their 50s. And so I count myself like fortunate. And so like, how do I like envision safeguarding against that? At the end of the day, like a business is a business, and it can be here in a moment and it can be gone the next moment. Yeah. And the relationships that I have inside my family are the things that those are not going to ever go away. And so how I steward those is like so crucial. Yeah. And so yeah, I'm really right now, like I spend a lot of time with my phone turned off. I spend a lot of time on the field coaching my kids. And I used to, even just a couple years ago, I was willing to negotiate that. because, oh man, I'm serving people, I'm loving people, and those people are my agents.
Right.
And now I'm just not willing to do that.
Yeah.
Like I care about my agents, but I care about them less than I care about my family.
Completely. And that's the crazy thing about family is that agents come and go, but your family, like no matter what, they're going to be around. Like whether they're here or there.
You'd think it was an easy
right?
concept, but like, why do so many of us like struggle with like those types of things? Like, I mean, if you're an agent, it's like the same thing with clients.
Yeah.
And, and you know, I think one of the things I'm really grateful for is having a wife who's also in sales, who I've seen model like probably better than anyone else in my life, like just saying no to the things that she should say no to. And I have struggled with that, man. Like I am the one to like, well, the ROI on this meeting is going to be like X. Yeah. So I've got to say yes. Yeah. And I'll be vulnerable. I missed surgeries that my sons have had. Like I've missed some like pretty significant things. Yeah. That because I had convinced myself, well, I'm doing what's best for my family because of the tail on this relationship or meeting or whatever. And I just like, I don't want that to be my story. Yeah. Like from here on forward.
What do you think was that moment that made you realize that you needed to switch the priorities? If you don't mind.
Yeah, no, I'll carry on with that specific thing. A mentor and current business partner of mine, Jim Dunning, actually, when I told him about some of the significant things I had missed of my own volition, and only Jim's one of the only people that could do this. He came across the table and was like, if you ever do that again, I'm going to smack you upside the head. Wow. And as a man in his 30s, to have another man that was older and really has the type of like familial relationships that I envy, it hit me exactly. Wow. It was on target. Yeah, there you go. Can I work that in? Yeah. But it was exactly what I needed to hear at that moment. Yeah. To be like, I don't know, it all came like everything flashed beside like in front of my face. Yeah. And I was like, wow, you're making decisions that are impacting the rest of your life. Completely. And is anyone or your kids, is your spouse, is anyone else going to remember that on that specific day you went and you took that meeting and it resulted in... No. They're going to remember that I was really scared going into this surgery and I told my dad that and he said he couldn't be there.
Damn. That's hard.
Yeah. So I've got to think, and that's one reason why like having mentors in your life that you allow to like speak truthful things like that. Oh yeah. Because I could have in that moment got really defensive and been like, you're an idiot and walked away. But in that moment, like I was like, I had to look myself in the mirror and go, David, are you becoming the person that you actually want to become? Like when you strip everything away, is this really what you want?
Yeah. Becoming that person that your kids need, it's powerful, man. Like, and it's weird when you're in this kind of business where you're in that money making thing because you're like, oh, I got to kill. I got to go do this. I got to whatever. Sometimes you forget those moments where you're like, hey, I need to be present, Yeah. I appreciate you being vulnerable enough to, share. Because I mean,
sure.
Because here's the other thing too, is that like one of the reasons I started the podcast is because there's a lot of BS. A lot of people are inauthentic and people aren't going to necessarily, hear stories like that. Because there's probably someone out there right now that is kind of in the same spot. Maybe this is a moment for them where Jim comes across the table and be like, listen, like you need to be there for your kids, for your family, for your wife or whatever.
It's easy to excuse it away. Right? Yeah. It's when you're in sales, right? Like you can excuse it away because 24/7, like you don't know when that check is going to show up. Yeah. But without proper boundaries and without like holding true to your values, like you can easily lose sight of it. And so just like practically, therapy became something that was incredibly important in my life.
Yeah.
This is just about 3 years ago that defining moment happened. And
Yeah.
that's therapy has been a commitment that previously, like, I could brush off to the side and just be like, you know what? I don't need that.
Yeah.
And now it's like, no, I need someone that's like holding me accountable to look in the mirror and just ask consistently, like, are you becoming the person that you want to become?
Completely.
Like, for yourself, for your spouse, for
Yeah.
your kids. And so that's been huge in my life, man.
Yeah, because here's the thing is you can never fully see and like experience yourself. So you need people that are brave enough to like say the hard things, that say things that could upset or offend you and everything.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you have that support system.
A mentor of mine said, a blind spot by its very nature, you're blind to. Otherwise it wouldn't be a blind spot.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
And it's like, you're right. And so I need someone showing me my blind spots.
Yeah.
Right?
So why don't real estate agents trust stairs?
Trust what?
Stairs. Because they're always up to something.
That is, I hope you don't pull that out on your listing presentations.
Yeah, right. That's the first thing I say, and they're like, "You're hired." Right?
Yeah, exactly. This justifies my compensation.
Right. Actually, we're doubling it for comedic purposes.
I didn't know you were in comedy, man.
Yeah, my life is a joke, my guy.
There you go. All right, I'm gonna start calling you Garrett Vaughn.
Yeah, I love it. I'm here for it, man. Okay, so we're kind of been talking about a little bit about real estate. What are some real estate advice deep cuts? Not your typical realtor Instagram, like, real advice. Like, what is something that you're like, oh, people should know this?
The business that you want is already in your database. And I think we avoid that, right? Like, the truth is that even in a different market like we've had in the last year, anywhere from 4 to 6% of that database is going to transact or refer a piece of business.
Yeah.
And so I think we live in a world where we're very infatuated with new. And it's like, no, when we actually properly communicate to our database, it produces, for most agents, what they actually want.
Yeah.
And so I think that's one thing right there is I would say realtors, like, evaluate how many people that you're already in relationship with to one extent or another and go after that. So that's one thing. And then for 2026, man, I'm really convinced that 20 conversations a day is what is going to help agents hit their goals.
Completely.
And so I know it's like, it seems very elementary. It's something that a lot of real estate coaching companies have taught for a long time.
Yeah.
Right. It probably is on social media all over the place, but like, it's not something shiny and new. Like, it's not. AI is going to help agents in certain ways, no doubt about it. But if I could say, do one thing and succeed, it's like, have 20 real conversations with people that are of a buying or selling age, right?
Yeah.
And you're gonna most likely come out ahead. So those are two.
I like that. That actually kind of loops me into my next question. So obviously you take part in tons of meetings, tons of retreats, tons of conferences. Do you ever get sick of hearing the same, hey, you got to wake up early, journal, cold plunge, you got to eat healthy, drink 10 gallons of water a day? Do you ever get sick of that?
I was a proponent of that bullshit. Can I say that?
Oh, yeah. 100%. We like to keep it real here.
No, really. Like, and I will say journaling has been something that, like, has helped me. But but to prescribe, like, these things like morning routines.
Oh,
and
yeah,
whatnot,
man.
It's just like, at the end of the day, I do ascribe to what, Alex Hormozy says, which is like, whatever actually gets you into taking action the fastest, that should be your morning routine.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And there's another, Dr. Hardy has a book, 10x is easier than 2x. Have you heard of that?
I haven't. I'm familiar with the concept.
All right. So 10x is easier than 2x basically says, like, doing more of the same thing is most likely not going to get you your result. Yeah. If you really want to have an exponential jump in your business, you have to think altogether differently. So you waking up 15 minutes earlier is not going to produce what you want.
Exactly.
You adding in the morning routine and the meditate here and journal here and
do some affirmations.
Yeah, and put your face in sparkling water with lemon juice in it, like whatever that guy is. Sure, if it helps you, it gives you a tangential benefit, fantastic.
Right.
Like, go cold plunge.
Yeah.
I like a good cold plunge every once in a while.
Hell yeah, absolutely.
But like at the end of the day, and I said this to a team on Saturday. I was speaking at their team retreat, and I said, we like to hide behind complexity because it allows us to make an excuse from doing what we're supposed to be doing.
20 conversations a day.
And so, keep it simple.
Yeah.
The truth is usually found in simplicity. Most things in life, the simplest answer is the true answer.
100%.
Right?
I could not agree more. Especially like kind of where I'm at in my business is where like I'm very good at a specific number of things, and it's like everything else is just so much more complex, and I don't quite function that way. So it's like, all right,
you're good at some things.
Shockingly enough, I thank God every day. I'm like, all right, at least we got one thing, right? Yeah. And so it's like, just delegate all this stuff, like make it as simple as possible, because. Yeah, like I see it all the time with like real estate agents. They're like, oh, like I got a vision board, I got do these affirmations, and which I totally do. Like I'm totally a sucker, but it's just like it feels like this culture of just perpetuating complexity to avoid those simple things. 20 conversations a day. Yeah.
That goes back to like too. Most people have in their database what they need. Yeah. But we look to Zillow or Realtor.com or all these things for these like hot and ready conversations.
Oh yeah.
And I'm not like, you can build a big business on those things. I'm not like saying throw it away.
Yeah.
But I'm saying like, let's get real and be honest with ourselves. Are we hiding or are we actually strategizing? Yeah. Most of the time when we are doing the vision boards and stuff, it's just to give us something to do. Yeah. Like,
I completely agree. Like you can get so complex, like it's absolutely baffling. But I think so I do vision boards, I do affirmation, I like to have like a routine and everything. But man, I could just like going to all these different conferences, just hearing like the same thing. Yeah, that would definitely be a lot. That's for sure.
At the end of the day, it usually boils down to the same like message packaged up like in several different ways, right? Yeah. It's generate leads, follow up with leads, go on appointments. There you go. There's your winning formula.
Exactly.
We just like want to make it so much more complicated.
We really do. And it's just to avoid the work, avoid the hard things. Yep. Yeah, well, I mean, that sounds like a good place to wrap up. If you're interested in buying or selling real estate in Arizona, feel free to contact On Target Luxury at 616-402-5216, locked, loaded, listed. Where can they find you? What's next for you?
The easiest place to find me is on Instagram at David D. Morse, or my podcast, Real Talk with David, anywhere podcasts are streamed. And so I'd love to have you subscribe there. Most of my content is related to the real estate industry. So my primary audience is realtors and real estate investors. Yeah. But I will give you a plug, Garrett. You truly take care of your clients, and you do it with so much like love and precision. And so I want you to, and those of you who are listening, to know that if you are looking for anything, real estate anywhere, On Target Luxury is the place for you to be.
Thank you so much. I appreciate the kind words. Yep. I'm really grateful for the relationship that we've been able to develop over the last couple of years. So
same, man.
Thanks for coming on, man. I really appreciate it.
I appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah, man. Cool. All right. Bye.
Awesome, man. Hey,